Lord Howe Island is an idyllic place, World Heritage listed, and an excellent destination for a week-long holiday with several adventurous day trips to occupy your attention. The highlight surely is the climb of Mount Gower, the highest point on the island at almost 900 metres. The climb is adventurous but achievable for anyone with moderate fitness in the company of a guide, which is the local rule. Lord Howe Island is a 2-hour flight off the New South Wales coast. The settlement is at the northern end, while Mount Gower dominates the southern aspect. The main mode of transport on the island is pushbike, with the majority of amenities in close proximity in the top half on relatively flat ground. Cycle south as far as you can along Lagoon Road. Then walk south along the coast for 1.5 kilometres on a 4-wheel drive track to a rocky pinnacle known as Little Island. This is Little Island, where you meet your guide for the climb of Mount Gower. Rock hop along the beach and then head up to the cliff line for the low road. Quite a nice cave underneath Mount Lidgebird, and looking up, sheer cliffs at least 100 metres tall. The first exposed section of the low road. The psychological crux of the ascent is simply accessing the base of the mountain via an exposed track known as the low road. The track traverses for a few hundred metres along the edge of a precipice, 100 metres vertically above the ocean and just under the towering sheer cliffs of Mount Lidgebird. Stop often to appreciate the views. The local guides have installed fixed ropes along the entire section to offer security and confidence against the vertigo-inducing exposure. It's maybe not as exposed as it looks. This would not be a good place for someone to panic. The traverse demands a calm attitude, and it's important that the group is mentally prepared. As long as you're sure-footed and have a head for heights, the ropes aren't really needed. There are a couple of short sections where you really do need to make sure your foot hits the exact spot you're aiming for. This is a special place, a breathtaking and memorable experience that will stay with you for a long time to come. Looking back along the railroad, survived. Cascading waterfalls all the way from the summit. After the low road, coming around a ridge and get our first close-up profile of the climb to Mount Gower. After the low road, you can relax for a while, with the next kilometre the most straightforward of the ascent. The slippery and rocky track contours at a fairly level gradient along Erskine Creek Valley. The valley is a beautiful rainforest setting with many types of flora and fauna to spot, and if you're lucky, you'll see the endemic Lord Howe woodhen rummaging in the forest. It's then a relentless climb out of Erskine Creek Valley, heading for the northeast summit ridge. The rainforest can feel a little claustrophobic at times, with the sunlight failing to penetrate the dense canopy above, and in summer the humidity will be stifling, with perspiration drenching your clothes. You'll need to stop often for drink breaks. You emerge very suddenly out of the canopy there onto an open ridge, which looks like it's going to be pretty steep. Excellent views down to the coast, pretty rough seas today. And that's the view upwards. It's pretty steep and the summit is in cloud, as is often the case. This is probably the best bit of climbing so far. A bit awkward in the wet conditions and quite a step up there. It's very slippery when wet. There's a waterfall cascading down there from the summit. There are a few more climbs protected by fixed ropes, but none are that exposed that a fall would be fatal. The height above the ocean certainly gets the heart racing though. On a clear day, the striking and ghostly Ball's Pyramid can be seen to the southeast. Once the steep ridge eases, it's still another 600 metres horizontal to the summit area. Well, there's a little clearing on the summit with a summit register and an airload of rope. You need to keep walking for another 100 metres or so for a view. The summit is often enshrouded in cloud or mist, giving Mount Gower a mythical presence. Only 1 or 2 days a week offer a clear view, but still, the ascent is rewarding regardless of the summit conditions. If you are lucky to have views, you'll linger on the summit for an hour or more, gazing at the beautiful panorama stretching out before you. This will no doubt be the most memorable moment of your time on the island, and one to cherish. Lord Howe Island is a beautiful place to visit, and Mount Gower is the jewel of this paradise.